Just 2 wins out of the 7 matches that Manchester United played this season in the Premier League. This is one of the worst starts that Manchester United have ever done since the Premier League era. And the Ten Hag era is really in crumbles, in shambles. This is Allsport ABP bringing you the preview of the next Premier League match between Manchester United and Brentford. At the start of the season, Manchester United made some quality young recruits in their side, starting from Joshua Zirkzee, who was the young player of the season for Syria in the last season, to Matthias de Ligt, Mazraoui, and also Leny Yoro, who was sought after by Real Madrid. Manchester United seemed to bring in a young core of prospects that can lead and shape the future of the club. Erik ten Hag had been under the impression that the current squad is not able to push further, especially in the league, to get at least the top 4 position and get United a Champions League spot. On the other hand, it was a tough job for United again last season with all these injuries happening, more than 60 injuries throughout the season that Manchester United suffered, but in the end they came out with a success after the FA Cup victory against Manchester City. So that makes Erik ten Hag a manager that has won 2 trophies in 2 seasons, and that has never happened since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. But the woeful form in the Premier League continues for Manchester United, as they only won in their first match at home against Fulham, and another victory came against relegation contender Southampton, where Man United got a 3-0 victory. If you look into the positives, Manchester United do not have a lot, especially in the Premier League. They have not scored in the last 3 matches, and since 1989, this is the first time that Manchester United might go 4 matches without scoring a single goal in the Premier League, which is a very bad record that Erik ten Hag would want to erase. The Brentford side, on the other hand, has made a very good start to the season. They have been scoring goals, and that is a very big positive for their team and for Thomas Frank, especially after losing Ivan Toney's service in this season. The injury list for United goes big and big as the season proceeds. Luke Shaw and Tyler Malaysia are still yet to start for United this season. They are still recovering, which leaves the left back position still empty, and Diogo Dalot might also have to again put up a makeshift duty in the match against Brentford. While on the right hand side, Noussair Mazraoui, the new recruit from Bayern Munich this season, has really started well and has been one of the players of the season for United, but he has undergone a heart surgery, minor one though. We were expecting him to return at least a month beyond, but he has been proclaimed fit to play or fit to make it to the squad as per Erik ten Hag's pre-match press conference for the Brentford game. Man United, they have struggled to score, but they have been solid at the back, especially with the new back 4 of Mazraoui, de Ligt, Martinez and Diogo Dalot, with Onana at the back keeping. Man United had formed some sort of a solidity at the back through which they could keep some clean sheets. Man United has 3 Premier League clean sheets so far this season, which is not bad, and they've conceded 8 goals, which is in par with Man City as well, who've conceded 18. But the big concern for United is scoring goals. They have scored just 5 goals this season so far, which is really poor, and only Southampton this season has scored lesser than Man United. So this goal scoring should be a major concern for Erik ten Hag as he sets his team up against Brentford. Looking on to the midfield, Erik ten Hag has a real struggle out there as well. He bought in Manuel Ugarte from PSG this season, the young CDM who could really help out the midfield alongside Kobbie Mainoo. But Kobbie Mainoo unfortunately is injured and won't make it to the Brentford match, so it will be important to have Ugarte at least getting a starting role in this match. We haven't seen him in the match against Porto. We haven't seen him in the match against Aston Villa, which Manchester United drew 0-0. So it will be a difficult decision to understand what Erik ten Hag would want to do with his midfield, because will he again go back to his experienced duo of Casemiro and Eriksen, or will he actually take a brave step and put Ugarte in? But this is again uncharted territories. We really don't know still what kind of a player Ugarte is and how he fits into the Man United side, and whether this inclusion would be a positive step if Erik ten Hag wants to get a positive result out of this match. Moving into the forward positions, Marcus Rashford has shown in glimpses that he's coming back to some sort of form, but he still has issues tracking back, and his goal scoring form comparatively has been better to the last season, but we still need more from him. Bruno Fernandes, United's captain, is a very big concern, playing at the CAM position, and that has been Man United's big drawback this season. There is a huge fall off in Bruno Fernandes' form, and that somehow comes up when he plays for United. For Portugal in the international break, Bruno Fernandes played really, really well in the first match against Poland. He was the player of the match. So he's coming into this match against Brentford in United colours with some sort of good form, but it will all depend on how Erik ten Hag sets his team up and makes the best use out of Bruno Fernandes, because we know Bruno Fernandes on the ball really loves to give those early crosses in or early through balls in, which people tend to say it's Hollywood pass or some sort of a crazy move. But Bruno Fernandes really needs to understand, if United wants to play in a possession style game, he needs to adapt to it as well, and Erik ten Hag needs to get that message through to Bruno Fernandes. It will be interesting to see throughout the course of the season if Bruno Fernandes can really adjust to this new style of possession based play that ten Hag wants to deploy, or else United will be in big trouble and they will need to be thinking about how to replace Bruno in the future. United have Mason Mount, but he's injured. He got a head injury, and after that, Mason Mount has not been able to train with the first team yet. So we really don't know about what his status is. He won't be available for the match against Brentford. So the midfield options for United in this match against Brentford will again depend a lot on the old legs of Eriksen and Casemiro. Will they push for the attack, which they should, since the match is happening at Old Trafford? We have seen glimpses of this. They've tried it against Crystal Palace. They were unlucky not to score. But in this match against Brentford, in terms of the Premier League position, in terms of Ten Hag's situation as the manager, will he still be in here till the end of the season or not? We don't know. But at least till the next international break, the next few matches, United need to get positive results under Ten Hag if he wants to survive this season. Speaking of old legs, we also have to speak about Johnny Evans, who's had a great season so far and very unprecedented. Johnny Evans has been United's best centre-back so far in this season, especially in the Premier League, and his performance against Aston Villa was really, really stellar. He was the player of the match in that match. So I think it will be difficult for Ten Hag to take him out of the team again, but that will make it an interesting dynamic again, who he chooses to be the two centre-backs in this match. Most importantly, I think the fans need to understand we need to give time to this team. We know Manchester United has always been a club that has been envied, and the success has been unprecedented, especially under Sir Alex Ferguson, but the last 10 years has been a disaster. And to come out of that, we require patience. Liverpool took 30 years to get their first Premier League championship back. Arsenal are still struggling, going past 22, 23 years without a Premier League trophy. So it will be a tough task. The fans will also have to be patient, and I don't think sacking a manager just after 2 or 3 seasons could be the way to go. United need to stick to someone at least and give him enough time to see off, what he wants to build with his team. So Erik ten Hag, I think, will be on his last straws. This few strings of matches would be very important for him to show what he can do with this United side, and also whether he is the one that can take United to the next level. Big questions remain unanswered, but United against Brentford would be a tough game. Although it's at home, it's at Old Trafford, but I can see the passion within the United fan base. They really want to give up a very, very good atmosphere out there and give Brentford a hard time. I really, really hope United can score some goals, because that can only ensure that we're going to win this match, because I am confident about United's defense. They've got quite a few clean sheets and the defense looks solid. Let's hope that United can maybe get another clean sheet and maybe get a goal here or there, maybe from Rashford, maybe from Ahmad. We haven't spoken about him much. Let's hope that United get a positive result from this game against Brentford. My prediction for the match would be United 2, Brentford 1. Let's see if United can get those 3 points. And please, you guys can also comment and let us know what you think about this match, who should be playing in the starting 11, and who could be the probable goal scorers for United, and what the result of the match could be. Stay awesome, stay all sport with Allsport ABP.